Question 12. Equivalent fractions without using fraction walls. Number 1. What fractions are equal to 1 whole? Now remember, 1 whole in fraction form is when the top number and the bottom number are identical. So, this is equal to 1 whole, 8 out of 8 or 8 eighths. 2 halves or 2 out of 2 is equal to 1 whole, and 5 out of 5 is 1 whole. These three are all less than a whole. Number 2. What happens to a number when you multiply it by 1? Any number, let's say for instance 5, times by 1 stays exactly the same. When it's times by 1, the number stays the same. Number 3. To write equivalent fractions, multiply the top and the bottom of the fraction by the same number. This is the same as multiplying the fraction by 1. Let's see what I mean. In this example, we have 1/3. We times the top by 2 and the bottom by 2. But as we saw here, 2 over 2 is just another way of writing 1 whole. And when we times by 1, the value of a number does not change. When we are working with fractions, however, it just changes how the fraction looks. So 1 times 2 is 2, 3 times 2 is 6. So 1/3 and 2/6 are exactly equal in value or equivalent. They have just been written in different ways. Directly beneath it, 3 over 4. We times the top by 3 and the bottom by 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. We have multiplied by 1 because 3 over 3 is equal to 1. Because we've multiplied by 1, we've kept the value of the fraction the same. They just look different. So 3/4 is equal to 9/12. Number 4, complete. We've got 1/2 and we must times the top and the bottom by 2 to get 2 over 4. Directly beneath it, we have 1 over 2. We times the top and the bottom by 3 to get 3 over 6. This means that 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4 and 1/2 is also equivalent to 3 over 6. Let's look at B. 1 over 3, we must times the top and the bottom by 2, so we get 2 over 6. Lastly, if we look at J, 1 times 4 is 4, 3 times 4 is 12. This means that 1/3 is equivalent to 4/12. Press pause to complete 4 by yourself. Number 5. 2/3, if we times the top by 2, we get 4, and if we times the bottom by 2, we get 6. We've multiplied by 1, because 2 over 2 is equal to 1. This means that 4/6 is equivalent to 2/3. If we look at D, we've got 2/3 again, but now we multiply the top by 3 and the bottom by 3. We multiply the top and the bottom by the same number. 2 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 3 is 9, so 6/9 is equivalent to 2/3. Lastly, for J, we get 8 over 10. Press pause to complete all of 5. Number 6. Complete to write equivalent fractions. Write down what the bottom and the top have been multiplied by in each. So A is our example. From our bottom numbers, 2 to 4 we times by 2. So we times the top by 2. This means that 2 over 4 is equal to 1 over 2. For B, we've got our 2 bottom numbers filled in. So we use that to see what our rule is. From 3 to 6, remember our only option is to times. When we write equivalent fractions, you must think we must times the top and the bottom. We're multiplying, so don't think about adding at all. So from 3 to 6, we times by 2. So the top we times by 2, and our missing number is 2. If we look at E, from 4 to 12, we times by 3. So we must times the top by 3, and our missing number is 3. For G, this is our example. We times the bottom by 3 and we times 2 by 3 at the top to give us 6. For I, from 3 to 12 we times by 4, so we times the top by 4, 2 times 4 is 8. Lastly, if we look at L, 4 to 12 we times by 3, so we times the top by 3, 3 times 3 is 9. It's your turn to complete all of 6 now.